good couple. It's been at least a good 2-3 years since she has been here in the studios. But we have my first guest this evening, Salomé. Salomé, how you doing?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm tired, but I'm okay.
Yeah, I just seen that you was in Toronto. Yesterday, right?
We got home this morning at 11 o'clock, so we drove all night.
How was that?
So it was crazy, but I'm used to that now by now. No sleep, a lot of driving, a lot of traveling, but it's good.
How long has this tour been going on?
I mean, if you want to call it a tour, it's been going on for months, but it's more like we do certain things. But this is was more like a weekend thing, this Toronto show.
Okay.
So we just combined a show with some video, video shoots and photo shoots and stuff like that.
Hey, you guys, I don't know. I'm following you. I follow Sean. You know what I mean? So I know Sean be all over the world, and I know.
I mean, most of the time I'm with him. That's why. Yeah. So wherever he's at, most of the time I'm there too.
And I must say, as an artist, if I was a rapper and I wasn't where y'all at, I'd be a little bit jealous because some of the shows and pictures that I've seen, y'all are rocking crowds. How is that? How does that feel to know that you show up to a spot and there's thousands of people there waiting to hear what you got to say?
I mean, the most amazing thing is when I perform in my own country, which is because it's a lot of Swiss. Because I don't know, just for everybody, I'm from Switzerland. I don't know if people know that I'm from Switzerland. Although maybe I don't sound Swiss.
Yeah.
I can put on a fake Swiss accent, but I'm not going to do that because it sounds horrible. But yeah. So basically, the most amazing thing is if you are in a packed venue in Switzerland. We opened up for Method Man and Redman, and we also opened up for Mobb Deep in my own country. And it's amazing because people look at me and they speak with me in English.
Uh-huh.
I give them an answer in Swiss German. They're like, "Oh, you speak Swiss German?" I'm like, "Yeah, well, I am Swiss, but it's maybe better if they know otherwise because sometimes people look at me different when they know you're also you one of us, basically."
Yeah.
But,
Now, For all those out there listening live right now, checking out Street FM, I always talk about how hip hop is different over here in the States than it is in Europe. You know what I mean? So now, with you being the official, overseas correspondent to this statement, how true is it? Is it that drastic of a difference?
Yes. I mean, I have to, let's just go back 5 years. Because over the last 5 years, I went to America, to New York for 12. It's my 12th time I'm here now.
Mm-hmm.
I remember exactly the first time I went to New York for the first time. I toured with Sean Strange and PMD and D12. And I was the merch girl back then. I didn't really sing nothing. I didn't perform back then. But I expected, especially in New York City, because I used to break dance back in the day.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, oh my God, New York City, B-boys and all that, that old school feeling.
Yeah.
And I remember we were in BB King's, Sean, right? And people were in the front row. They had their arms crossed and just looked mean. I was on stage wilding out, what the fuck? But yeah, no, see, that's what I said. I told him before. He told me I have to watch. I caught myself, right? I shouldn't have it to me. I'm sorry.
So, no, it's all good. So it's that drastic of a difference from just looking at the front row.
It's just a lot of people here. It's a lot of hatred going on. Because especially in New York City. And in Switzerland, you have these bring the old school back, hip hop and stuff like that, and which is cool. But over the last 5 years, I actually experienced the development of it going downhill too. Because the main problem is everybody wants to be an artist, everybody wants to be in the light, and nobody wants to be together and do something together, something cool. They just want to hate on each other, and they want to just be whoever is better instead of let's just have a good time together and make something great. Because that's the most amazing thing about music. You can get on a track together, and it's not like on a tournament in sports where it's of course he's better than him. Of course you can kind of say who's better or not, but music is a lot about taste too, so it shouldn't be excluding nobody. It can actually incorporate a lot of people together,
So over the last 5 years, your experience with touring, coming over here to the States as many times, all of that has influenced you in such a dope way as far as writing your music now, working on your albums, or has it like gave you a little bit of an eye that you wanted to, I might have to check my approach again about?
I mean, one thing I definitely question myself a lot, especially now working on my second album, is this really the lane that I'm supposed to go in? Because two ways, singers are not respected as much in hip-hop, and females are not as respected in hip-hop. And I love hip-hop, like, I've been a hip-hop girl since I'm like 12 years old, but I question a lot of these things, a lot of like also songs that I used to love, I can't really listen to anymore because I'm a grown-up woman now with certain standards and certain, I don't know, morals, and I can't really, so I definitely rethink my approach. And back to your question about the writing, I think it's not my experience with the shows particularly that it like made me to the writing. It's more like, I don't know, I mean, definitely Sean Strange, he inspires me with the writing, he helps me with the writing, like syllable techniques and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but it's the funny thing is actually, if you look at my first album, The Princess of Pain, and then you go back go to my next album that I'm gonna put out soon, the syllables become less. Like I start writing like maybe 10 sentences for like a whole song, and you will hear later on the one song is I try to be like a mini rapper, like a singer rapper. But
So now we you released The Princess of Pain early 2015.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
And you're working on, this is album number 2?
Exactly, that's album number 2, like my solo album number 2.
Okay, your solo album now, number 2.
Exactly.
So do you have a name, a title?
Yes, it's going to be called Screaming in Silence.
Screaming in Silence. Yo, very deep with the
titles.
The titles and the cover and the imagery. A lot of that goes into. It's very dope. It's
important.
That's
the thing. Honestly, when I was like 12, 13, 14, I was singing, but I never thought I'm going to be like in New York doing a radio show, for example. Like stuff like that is like beyond me. Or dating a rapper from New York. Like that's just nuts. I drove through the Bronx today in a car. Like it was
how
nuts.
Was that? Yeah.
I drove over a bridge and all that. It's like amazing. It's like, oh my God, I'm driving. It's like a dream. And I'm like, hey, I'm driving. I'm the one who's driving. Nuts. But however, what was my point? Basically, when I was young, I loved CD covers. I loved the covers. I loved the whole concept. I loved to open it up, see what's written inside. I loved intros. When I made the intro for The Princess of Pain, I felt so cool. It's like, oh my God, I finally made an intro. Like the way I heard it from like, and I used to listen to Britney Spears and stuff like that when I was young.
Yeah, I love me some Britney, though. Britney! I love me Britney. But even when she shaved her head, I was like, go ahead, boy.
That's badass. I like it. Yeah, right?
Yo, you are listening to Wusb 90.1 Street FM. I'm your host, Ike Infamous. We're sitting right here chopping it up with Salomé. We're talking about the Screaming in Silence, the album coming out early 2017. We're also talking about her experiences and how everything, her experiences over the last 5 years with The Princess of Pain. And all right, so with The Princess of Pain album, right? You had your approach going to writing that. That was your first album. Mm-hmm. Now you got this album. You said you changed as far as, you changed some things up as far as like syllables and writing techniques and things. How did you go about with your production for this next album?
Good that you're asking, because I mean, first of all, my main producer is Sean Strange. Like he's I'm giving him a hard time producing. So I noticed that I am giving everybody a really hard time. Like I have to be honest, and I'm sorry if I'm insulting anybody out there right now, but I don't like a lot of hip hop beats anymore. Like I sometimes, you know, when you post on social media like send me beats and you get a whole bunch of beats, and I just don't, because it's one, exactly, it's one loop and it just repeats, and I want to make music. I don't want to make just a song where I can spit bars, because I'm not on that, like, I'm not a rapper. I'm just not. I don't want to be a rapper, so I have to do a different kind of style. It needs to have like a progression, it needs to have instrumentation, it needs to have bridges, breakdowns, all that stuff. So over the last few weeks I actually started I actually started producing my own beats.
Oh, nice.
So I
nice.
actually recorded now two of my whole songs that I did everything myself, like lyrics, and just for everybody that thinks that Princess of Pain has been written by Sean Strange, I think there's maybe a line in a chorus that you wrote, right? Yeah, just.
I almost want to say, like, in the beginning, you know, I want somebody to be able to have the opportunity to make their own mistakes or make their own, you know, judgment calls.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're gonna learn, right?
Yeah.
So, like what you were saying with the production, for me, like, I hate only just loops too. Coming up with my group NGP, who, you know, we was killing it in Long Island, like, we were always about progression.
Yeah.
You know, we get tired of, like, you can't listen to a song for 3.5 minutes with the same loop and the same drum pattern.
There's
so
no...
if you listen to the Princess of Pain, the tracks that I did, that's why I ended up producing so much of it. And my man Mighty Fuzz Young too was a great producer.
Shout out to Mighty Fuzz.
We're about, like, progression. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, okay, a build-up instrument here, things like that. And she's trying to reach out for other producers because you want different sounds. And then she just keeps getting garbage. You know, listen, it's just fact, bro. Step your production game up, man. Listen, we came up in the school of Dr. Dre. What do we love about him? Progression. What do we love about these different producers? Like, if you go back to even, like, you know, Teddy Riley and these guys, they were all about progression, you know, and now with her making her own beats, I just want to say, man, like, she's picking up so quick. I had people that I grew up with, and I'm like, man, you should try to make your own beats. And they don't take it serious. Now she's sitting in, like, the production studio I have, and she's really picking up very quick. I just want to say that, you know?
I think for anybody who's listening right now on the other side of the radio, they could tell, like, she's hip-hop. She loves...
Definitely.
She loves
Definitely.
this. Like, you can tell when... Because I say it all the time, man. I love drops. I love... harps. I love vocals, keys, and I love everything. So when I hear a loop, just like you were saying, when I hear a loop, a song comes on, I'm like, all right, there's no break here. There's nothing on the 8 count. Where's the 16?
Exactly.
I just start breaking up. So, like, I can absolutely relate with y'all because it's
all these guys want to be primo.
Yes.
Yeah, but
all these guys want to, you know, it's like, come on, man.
Everybody can be primo.
It takes time for where you're at now. It took time for you to get to this point, and you can see for yourself that you still want to progress and grow as an artist, right?
And one thing I definitely saw is, like, there are so many producers out there that really, like you said, I have to repeat that word, they make garbage. They really make garbage. And they call themselves producers, beat makers, musicians, and that's not a musician. If you just find a cute sample, then cut it, wrong by the way, and then loop it, choppy, and then you put whack drums over it. Like, how can you do that? Then you call it a beat.
Here at Bro, like my man Mighty Fun says, we don't make beats, we produce records.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yo, so check this out, man. With that being said, how about we play one of the joints off the Princess of Pain? What would you like? Would you like the door dash?
Let's just...
Do
all right, let's do the moral code. I just want to... Can I say something about that real quick?
Please.
It's the first track of my album. It just goes right in after the intro. It goes right in that, and it basically describes my whole, like, journey from from Switzerland to New York. I don't mention, like, really, like, it's very vague, but it's about, like, following your dreams and keep doing what you want to do because you got yourself. You only got yourself, who you want to be, and if you betray yourself, you're gonna be you know, like, you're gonna be. Yeah. Because people don't hold you down. You gotta hold yourself down.
You gotta hold yourself down, man.
And it's produced by a good guy named Sean.
It's produced by Sean Strange.
By a good guy named Sean. Yo, check this out, man. Yo, Sean's my dude, man. This is the best thing on a Monday night, Tuesday morning, 1:06 in the a.m. I'm your host, Ike Infamous. I'm building with Salomé. We're going to play a joint right now off the Princess of Pain. It's called Moral Code, produced by Sean Strange. O-Dub is in the building. Don't go nowhere. Shout out to everybody listening live online at WUSB.FM. Checking us out through the TuneIn app when you search WUSB. And, of course, salute to everybody rocking out at 90.1 FM. Street.
When you live your dream, you gotta do what you feel within your heart. It won't free you from misery, but free you from all self-doubting. Keep on believing of having the courage, just do what you feel.